Welcome back to the 69th episode of the Hardcore Casual with your boy, Bass the Kid. I have absolutely no idea why I said the number of the episode, but we're here now. As always, please like and subscribe, share it with a friend, a colleague, an associate, a family member, an enemy, someone just passing on the street. I don't mind. Anyone and anyone I appreciate. Also, let's see if we can like and subscribe and get those subscriber numbers up. And it's been a little while since I've actually touched on any of the boxing news over the last week or so. A few things have happened, so let's get into it. So Gervonta Tank Davis has officially confirmed that his last bout on his actual Mayweather Promotions contract will be his last bout for TMT. I mean, will it change much? If he stays with Al Heyman, ultimately it's going to be the exact same thing, just with a different person at the helm. Maybe a Tom Brown, or maybe they might set up a subsidiary like Tank Promotions or something like that. But ultimately it's still going to be Al Heyman, it's still going to be PBC. You know, the only way that changes is if, you know, he goes to a Matchroom or a Golden Boy or a Top Rank. That's the only way he's gonna, you know, really receive the greatness I reckon he feels he's entitled to at this point. Called out Devin Haney, saying that if Haney wins the belts, he wants to fight him next. Don't know how realistic that is, considering that Haney probably won't be staying at 135 past this next fight. Even if he wins, I don't think he'll honor the rematch at 135, and I know there are contingency plans in place in case that does happen. So yeah, I mean, boy, it is what it is. But hey, if this allows Tank to be able to maybe get some of the other fights, even maybe not the best of them, but a couple, I'm with it. It's about time he done something, being honest. Like 27 ain't really had a proper step up yet, so you know, can't die out on the Pedraza fight forever. It's gotta keep that momentum turning. And obviously, like, let's be real, Floyd's a trash promoter, so you're never really gonna get the limelight you think you deserve with him, and especially Leonard Ellaby, like, guiding your career. Yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see what happens on Saturday night. But yeah, all right, Tank, let's see what you got. So a little bit surprising, Mikaela Mayer versus Alycia Baumgardner has been agreed and signed to take place towards the end of summer. So what's that? Late August, early September for Top Rank. This happened on Monday. First thing I said was, huh? Why would Eddie Hearn allow that to happen? Considering what happened with Maeva Hamadouche when she went over to Top Rank to fight Mikaela Mayer, and Eva Brosnika, who also went over to Top Rank to fight Mikaela Mayer. Not saying that those two particularly won their fights, I'm not going into that, but we saw what them judges' scorecards look like. So I've been waiting for an Eddie Hearn interview on IFL or Boxing Social since. I need to make some sense of this. Now obviously, yeah, you could say, well, the cards ain't gonna be needed because Alicia's gonna knock her out. Very realistic possibility, but Mikaela's durable. I mean, if the Maeva Hamadouche fight told us anything, is that she can hold some bangs, like, you know, and she's got a little bit of dog left in her. So if that knockout doesn't occur, you probably already 7 rounds down on the card before the fight even starts. I need to understand the logic of allowing that to happen, especially when you consider Alicia's actually got a bigger profile, a bigger online profile and online presence than Mikaela Mayer has. So yeah, she is actually the A side in that fight, even though Mikaela is the unified champion. It's a weird one how Matchroom and DAZN would allow that to happen. I mean, is she not bringing subscribers to the platform, so it's cheaper to do it on the other company's dime? I don't know. I need to find out what's going on there. I need a Hearn interview. Cougar needs to unlock that one, or Rob Tebbett needs to get back into his interviewing, and he needs to jump on that wave. I need someone to make sense of that. Now, in terms of the card it's supposed to be on, I think it's going to end up on the Savannah Marshall Clarissa Shields card, because they're talking about the 3rd of September. And from what I know, they've said it's going to be in the UK, and that's the same day that Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields are fighting. So, you know, bigs up to Sky on that one, top rank and all that. But yeah, it's a baffling thing. I need to understand it a bit more. But Alycia, if there was ever a time to prove that the power is real, this is it, because that's the only way you're going to get a decision. Canelo Alvarez has officially signed and announced that he will be facing Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, for the trilogy in September, putting to rest the immediate Bivol rematch. From all reports that I've heard, the Bivol rematch will be taking place, or is being looked at trying to take place for May next year. So I don't think that Canelo will be having a fight in December now. I think he's gonna go into this Golovkin fight, handle that. If he comes through it, as most people expect that he will do, he'll probably eat his way to 175 and start training in and around that weight and making adjustments so that he can move about at a 175 or a 180 or 185, whatever weight he's going to come into the ring at, and make those adjustments for what will be then like the biggest fight of his career. Either way, I respect all routes taken, to be honest, because he went up to a weight class he had no business being in the first place. And let's not forget, he won a belt up there, so it's not even like, oh, it's Bivol picking on the smaller guy. Like, he's already a champion at 175, regardless of who he got the belt from. He's a former light heavyweight champion. So total respects on both sides, him for taking that challenge and Bivol for doing what he had to do, upsetting the party and dethroning the cash cow. But I'm looking forward to the Triple G trilogy. Realistically, I believe that Canelo stops him. We've seen the blueprint to hurt Triple G right about now. Like, leave the head alone, but his body cannot stand up to the punishment. Murata was pounding away at him, like he was looking very, very uncomfortable there. Sergey Devianchenko as well. You know, Danny Jacobs even showed a little bit, you know, you work to the body a bit. He doesn't really like that body work. That's what I found with a lot of guys with really hard heads, like bodies is a little softer than normal. So look, it's gonna be a really good fight. It's free on the subscription in the UK. You know, US compatriots got to pay for it, but I mean, look, they paid for Wilder versus Fury free, even though there was no interest in that one, didn't they? So can't really complain about this one when there was two competitive fights in the first and the second Triple G Canelo fights. The second Wilder Fury fight was not competitive at all, and people still bought the rematch and the trilogy. So like I said, no real complaints. There's definitely no complaints from me. I'm gonna be looking forward to it when it takes place, and for as long as it lasts, it will definitely be a spectacle. So can't complain. So Deontay Wilder's officially come back out and said that he's not retiring from boxing. He's got a little more to give to the game. And at the age of 36, turning 37 this year, you know, he's not the youngest of heavyweights, but he hasn't had that much damage done in his career. Yeah, he got pasted by Tyson Fury in his last two fights, but outside of that, he hasn't taken beating after beating after beating to the point where it's time to call it a day. So yeah, I respect it. Plus, if we're gonna be honest, the resume is trash, so you don't really want to go out on losses to like basically the only credible guy you fought. Is, you know, you want to get in there and at least get back a couple of those wins, or get back a win against someone decent. I mean, Robert Helenius isn't a bad shout at this point based on sort of the Indian summer that he's had. Andy Ruiz, you know, that's still a very good name. The Dillian White fight would be perfect. You know, it's still got spice and hatred and juice in it. Both of them just getting knocked out by Tyson Fury. You know, both on the road to redemption. Both hated each other for the last 5 years. The story still writes itself. You know, you've got the Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker winner, supposedly, if that one comes off. The Hughie Fury, Michael Hunter winner, that one comes off. Maybe the loser of Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. So yeah, still some big money fights in the game for Deontay. That one only just came out a little earlier on today, so it's pretty breaking news, but I'm here for it, and I respect the fact that he's not just calling it quits and, you know, and giving up. So respect where respect is due, innit? So Frank Warren done an IFL interview today, and he said that the numbers for the Tyson Fury and Dillian White fight, they're not yet ready to be released by BT Sport. Apparently they do things in a 60-day and a 90-day window. Yeah, I call bullshit on that, to be totally honest. If those numbers were anything to write about, even if you don't know the exact figure, you would have put a ballpark figure out in the ether by now. Look at DAZN after the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight, saying that it done 1.5 million views worldwide. There was probably a few more views than that. It might have been 1.200,000 or something like that. It might have even been 1.6 and a half, but they got a certain metric. They said, you know what, we're proud of this, we're gonna put this out there. But you're telling me for this supposed huge, massive, double the revenue of Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko fight with 94,000 in attendance, like, you're not gonna release a ballpark figure for the pay-per-view? Really? Like, and you expect people to believe that it's all hunky-dory? Like, we're not stupid, Frank, come on. Like, let's be real here. Like, just admit it didn't do what you wanted it to do and we'll all move on. It's that simple. It's not a problem. Also, he's saying that he's looking to make Anthony Yarde versus the winner of Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. in October. Now, I don't even remember when Anthony Yarde last fought, but I think it was December last year. So you mean to tell me you're gonna have him out the ring for virtually 11 months, 10 to 11 months, with like no decent step-up fight in between? And you think going from Lyndon Arthur to Artur Beterbiev or Joe Smith Jr. is gonna get him a world title? Like, no disrespect to Lyndon Arthur, because I think he's a good, talented boxer, but he is not on that world level. Yarde has not fought anyone on that world level yet, and the one time he did fight someone who was a faded version of a world level fighter, he got knocked out by a jab. But yet you're not keeping this guy active and keeping him in the ring, stepping up the level of his opponents step by step, because you want to hold on to a phantom mandatory position that you don't actually have yet because it hasn't been called. Moreover, let's be real here. If he's good enough to be the mandatory or to be the #1 contender, he will beat anyone you put in front of him. That's the natural order of things, because you do not want to give that up. So you put him in there against good quality opposition and he wins. Even if it's a hard slog and it's a hard fight, guess what? You learn from that. It sharpens the tools, iron sharpens iron, and it puts him in the best position to win that belt. The thing is, I do not dislike Anthony Yarde whatsoever. I think the guy is a cool guy. I want him to succeed, but his career is not being handled correctly. And I don't know if it's management's fault or promotion's fault at this point. I'm hella nervous about that. I'm not gonna lie to you, hella nervous. But look, all the best to everyone involved in that situation. Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce ain't happening until September, because Andy Lee, I think, is having a baby around July, so Joseph Parker can't train for that fight. But Joe Joyce is going to get a warm-up fight in July on that original fight card the date that they had. I guess Joseph Parker's going to have to just wait it out and hope that having the extra rest means he stays fresher. But yeah, it's all a bit mad, but what can you do? Now, last but not least, Anthony Joshua earlier on today had a little video clip come out of him basically sticking it on a couple of uni students that apparently were giving him some stick about ducking a Tyson Fury fight or not fighting Fury or not being as good as Fury or whatever. And he just basically told them, man, like, you know what, like, it could have got nuts for you, man. There's man them outside that would have run you out the uni. Like, there's man just like me that could have cracked your glass jaws had man stretched out on the floor. So you got to be careful, mind who you're talking to, and know when to be talking and when not. And you know what? I applaud him. I'm going to tell you why. I'm a prime example right now, yeah? You see, I say a lot of things on here that, rightly or wrongly, it's my opinion, is how I feel. But I've put myself in a position to be held accountable for any and everything I say, because you see my face. I don't hide. I'm not taking digs at anyone who don't, you know, have their face on camera when they want to talk their shit or saying whatever, but I'm here. Like, I put myself out there, so anything I say, I stand by it. And if that means that someone wants to try to see me and wants to try to do me something, I can handle myself. But ultimately, that's my choice, innit? That's my burden to bear. Internet and all these kind of things is making people too comfortable and too confident to say certain things to people that they don't know, thinking, oh, let me just get a reaction, it's gonna make my day. Well, guess what? You wouldn't say that to them face to face. And some of them would, because they're just crazy enough to do it, or they believe in themselves, or they're like, well, you know what, I'm right in what I'm saying, so whatever happens, I'm still vindicated. And you know what, to those people, I respect. Cool, you're keeping that same energy. But for all them other ones wanna act big and bad behind the avatar or behind a blank screen, and then wanna start talking reckless that way, but then when it comes, most of the time, those are the same people that wanna spot up someone. Oh yeah, can I get a picture? Can I get a photo? Yeah, selfie. Like, no, I'm not with it. So I respect what Anthony Joshua done there, and anyone who's got any decency about them should respect it as well. Man like him, even Fury, Wilder, anyone who's a public figure gets bare stick. And everyone's human in it, so there's, at some point, you're gonna snap. There's only so much like negativity that can come your way before you finally do succumb to doing something negative because of it. And I'm not gonna have any sympathy for any of the trolls that get thumped up because of it. That's your own business, isn't it? Like I said, when it comes to me, whatever I say on this channel, I stand by it. There's about 230 something people who subscribe thus far, hoping that rises and rises. I reckon I know about 60 of them, maybe 65. That means there's another 160, 170 people that I don't know, that if they don't like something I said, will walk up on me and I will never suspect it, and boom, I'm in an issue. But you know what? I'm built for that, and I'm ready for that, because like I said, I've put myself on this platform to say what I want to say, to stand behind my convictions, to have my opinions, to see who agrees in the comments, who doesn't, have a nice little conversation and debate about it. But ultimately, whatever happens at the end of it, I'm prepared. So that's my message to them same trolls out there. If you're really about that troll life, or you really want to act a certain way, cool, that's all right. Just make sure your face is in view, innit? So make sure you can be held accountable for your actions. And if you're not about that life, shut up. It's that simple. Anyway, look, you know what? Let me leave it there. Got a few other things I need to do. Thanks for watching the show. And as always, Hardcore Casual out.